5.
All right, let's get started with Shot or No Shot. White Sox fans have been united by a common cause. A couple days ago on Twitter, the White Sox posted that All-Star voting is open. Hashtag Vote Sox. I was going through the replies, and there was one consistent reply. Hashtag Vote Maldi. As White Sox fans are efforting to get Martin Maldonado, statistically the worst player in baseball, into the All-Star game. This has been picked up now by national media. Barstool Sports posted hashtag Vote Maldi to progress the campaign. A popular Yankees account with over 30,000 followers posted Vote Maldi. People want to get Martin Maldonado into the All-Star game. So shot or no shot, we need to vote Martin Maldonado. In fact, I already did 5 times this morning into the All-Star game.
That's a shot. And I need you to get behind it too, Cap. Let's go.
Nope.
Why not?
I thought it was a joke when John Scott got into the NHL All-Star game and then they gave him the MVP. Makes a mockery of the whole thing. No. Martin Maldonado stinks. He's not a good player. He may be a good guy. His OPS plus, according to Snorling in there, that's the holy grail of metrics. 100's league average. He's minus 29. Minus.
Actually, as of this morning, he's minus 30.
Okay, he's minus 30 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not an all-star.
Come on.
And you don't make a mockery of the game. That's disgusting. It makes me want to puke.
It's not disgusting. It doesn't make a mockery of the game. First of all, it's an exhibition game, so it's already a mockery. The same mockery in which the Nutty Professor, the former commissioner, Bud Selig, didn't know what to do in a tie. Held his arms up to his shoulders. I don't know. It's already a mockery. So why don't you just have a little fun every now and then? Take the lampshade and put it on your head and have a little fun sometimes. Everything is not a democracy.
I have to be consistent to the best of my ability. I know I evolve, flip, whatever you want to call it, and I'm cool with that. Say whatever you want. Martin Maldonado going to the All-Star game is disgusting.
It's funny.
It's not funny.
Of all the things in this country, that's disgusting. Maldonado.
I'm not talking about the state of politics or any other nonsense. I'm talking about that is wrong. He's not an all-star.
Everything in sports that we talk about, that's disgusting. That's where you draw the line.
No.
Maldonado going to the All-Star game. Why don't you just for the sake of the show have a little fun every now and then, huh?
Just be a dude.
Yeah. Why don't you just be a dude? I tell you that often. Just be a dude, just for once.
Just have a burger and fries, right?
Just
Eat
be a
pizza.
Dude. This hard line stance on Maldonado is nonsense. Of all things, that makes a mockery of an exhibition game.
I came home last night. My wife had made cauliflower rice for me.
Well, she's brutal.
I asked her to, and so she did.
Yeah.
With some chicken on it, and a buddy of mine called, "Hey, how'd the walk go?" "Great." "What are you eating, a big pizza?" I said, "No, my wife made cauliflower rice and chicken." And he said, "You're an idiot. I got to go."
And hung up the
You
phone.
burned about 9,000 calories. Live a little.
Can't do it.
See you later. Thanks.
Can't do it.
Yeah, if you burned 9,000 calories yesterday, vote Martin Maldonado to the All-Star game.
No.
Baseball makes a mockery of this thing themselves with the every team must have a representative rule. Who cares?
No, that's okay. Shea, I'm done trying to convince him to have some fun. We will, as usual, we'll do this around him. We'll just have the fun. We'll have the fun around him, while Grandpa sits there and stews and shakes his fist at the democracy that is Major League Baseball. Rush Kaplan here, the hardliner, won't do it.
Wow.
This country is going into a hell in a handbasket because Maldonado is going to the All-Star game. What has happened to this country? My flag is at half staff for Maldonado in the All-Star game here on the EIB network. I mean, seriously.
EIB network.
Shea.
All right, quickly with this one. I told you I'd have something on tonight's game for the White Sox. Unbelievably, incredibly,
I didn't. Go ahead.
the Chicago White Sox are favored tonight in their game against Boston with Garrett Crochet on the mound. White Sox laying minus 113 on the money line. Red Sox minus 106.
You're lying to me right now.
I am not. The White Sox are favorites this evening. I think it's the first time on the losing streak that they have been. This is a pretty unfamiliar position. Shot or no shot? If the White Sox lose tonight as favorites, they will complete the road to 24.
I don't know about that. I'll say that's a no shot. But I did not look at the number for the White Sox. I usually do that before the game. Now, a couple hours before the game, Cap. Crochet's on the mound. He's the best shot always for the Sox to at least hang in there, right? Hang in there. They're favored?
I'm looking now. I'm logging in at ESPN Bet.
So it's a no shot. I mean, at some point, as I think we've all said, you find a way to win a baseball game out of nowhere where the team is not playing well, and all of a sudden the Sox find a way. Like those games against the Cubs, those are winnable ball games if you had a bullpen. At least one of those games would have been a winnable ball game.
Okay, Fanatics has the White Sox minus 115. They're the favorite.
Cow.
Yeah. And ESPN Bet has them. And what did you have it on, Shea?
Consensus minus 113.
Okay, so I've got even worse odds at minus 115.
Hoodie, you know my rule. You see an awful team like this is favored, you got to steer into the skid. You got to bet them. I may bet the White Sox today.
But that
White
lineup,
Sox
though,
are minus 115 on ESPN Bet.
I mean, that's
Wow.
The answer is a no shot.
How about this? If you lay the run line with the Red Sox, minus 1.5, so you're going to win by 2 or more, plus 160.
The Red Sox are not going to do that. They'll find a way to win the ball game.
Criswell isn't going to get the job
I
done?
don't think so.
That's their pitcher.
You know what won't get the job done is two things: the Sox offense and the Sox bullpen. Now, I can tell you that Crochet could have a really good quality start, but what does that mean for the rest of the game?
Right, if he goes 6 innings
Be fine.
and he's shutting you out, that bullpen's going to hold him. We just saw what happened in Milwaukee and at Wrigley.
Win that game 1-0 today? I mean, a win is a win however you get it.
Correct.
But it's the White Sox, though. You keep putting, what's that kid? Who do we have up there that stopped the lineup yesterday?
Zach DeLoach, leadoff hitter, entering the day with 0 career hits, batting first in the order.
That's the guy that Pedro, with the game on the line, you remember they were down 8-2. Who was it, to Baltimore? 8-2 in the ninth. They get it to 8-6. They got 2 men on. He lets DeLoach hit for DeYoung. Your leading home run hitter.
The reasoning
And
behind
sent him
that.
back the next day.
The reasoning behind that
minor.
was awful. It was awful.
Awful.
So they're not going to win today, I don't believe, Cap. Shea?
All right, the Bears Stadium saga continues. The Illinois Speaker of the House, Chris Welch, did an interview yesterday. He admonished the organization for using a firm out of Minnesota to put together renderings for the Lakefront Stadium.
Chris Welch is bad for this country. We have said it many times here on the program. Go ahead.
The reasoning, one of the issues with the Bears plan literally was using a firm based out of Minnesota to create the renderings. He said every step of the way, the state will look to help Chicago-based individuals with the Bears plans on a stadium in Chicago. My question's kind of simple: shot or no shot? Like, when it gets to this point, it almost feels like bullying. We're going to find anything that you're doing to create an excuse to not give you the money. Shot or no shot? The state is never letting this get through.
That's a shot. When you have the governor say, yeah, send your people down to Springfield, we'll meet with you. Oh, the governor's not there. Send my staff over. He didn't even go to the meeting. And then Chris Welch in his comments, there's no appetite for this whatsoever. None.
It's not. Cap, it's not happening. It's not happening. Because once Governor Pritzker talked about it initially and said, I don't see how that helps the taxpayers of this state, not seeing how that works when it's private. You just know that's not happening, and I wonder what's going to happen with Jerry in his 78 and whether or not he feels the same way.
Right.
Like, will Pritzker also, and I think he also commented on that, if you remember. He goes, well, I'm actually a Cub fan, so.
Correct.
He's just like, so whatever Jerry wants, I just want him to know I'm a Cub fan first. Don't see that happening. It's private money. Why should the taxpayers pay for it? He's that guy. At least on the surface. I mean, that's what he said openly.
Yeah. And they didn't give Ricketts the money. He paid it for his whole deal. You remember this?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Arlington Heights, Cap.
Arlington Heights is where it should be, and I think that's where it will be.
Yeah, it looks like that's where it's going. But I wonder about this new deal that Jerry wants to do here on Roosevelt and Canal.
Correct.
Okay. It's a hard sell at $15.48, by the way.
It's a hard sell.
You want me to pay for that here on the home of the White Sox? Don't think so. Why don't you move to Arlington Heights, too? Have just like a double spot like how they have in Detroit.
Or
just
Kansas City.
Just have it in the same area. Why don't you do that?
Or Kansas City.
Sure.
Yeah, what a success that's been in Detroit. All the development that they said there would be.
Oh.
Checking on that 7 years later.
The infrastructure in Michigan is...
Just look, you brought it up, and I know a lot about that place. That's how stadiums in this country go. You use public money, you promise all this development land, and you end up with a stadium plopped in a parking lot.
See?
Not good.
No, it's not.